All right, how are we going to start this off?
Maybe we should start off with like some tender lo-fi beats, because this feels like a more of a sensual episode.
I mean, the shot is pretty sensual. But it only suits right for the two tender boys of the creative herd.
PK Passion.
What's going on? What's going on? It's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute.
When was the last episode? It's been like months.
It was right. It was right before I had said, "Yeah, coming at you bi-weekly."
Yeah, and then you're like, you know what? We should take a break.
Yeah.
And then that break turned into a hiatus.
I think it was very necessary, though. I feel like we were both entering very busy summers where
having fun was important.
Yeah. I mean, not to say this wasn't fun, but something that you and I have always struggled with is having a healthy working relationship and friendship relationship at the same time, because we either obsess about either one. We either there's half of us that's like, let's just make cool shit, let's make so many films, so many projects, and let's just go ideate execute. But then the other half of us is like, yeah, let's drive across the country and just like get lost and like not work.
Yeah.
And we've always struggled to find the happy medium. So I think this hiatus was just necessary for us to realign how we want to approach this. And we were talking off camera about setting like more of a strict schedule to approach this, so we can kind of have a day where we're doing the creative herd and we're focusing on this. And then outside of that, we can just kind of, continue just how our friendship operates.
To continue to exist.
Just to exist. If it really feels like we've just been existing for the last little bit.
Yeah, that was quite long-winded to justify the hiatus.
Yeah. It's still necessary, though. And if you're listening to this at home and not the video that's on our YouTube channel.
You're listening to this at home?
We are like, our voice may sound weird because we're lying down. We are lying down, and you're missing out on a very beautiful shot. We spent way too long on a rig that could be way simpler, but we don't have much shit at at Spencer's house. So it's pretty. Just check it out. Close the Spotify or whatever.
No, the Spotify has video now.
Oh.
We're in 2023 now, man.
Bro.
The world is just living there.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
It's pretty sick.
Speaking of 2023, with the new year, it's upon us, man. And how are you feeling about it?
Well,
let's try to stay away from existentialism.
Work life. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I still don't know what's happening, but I'm walking in the right direction.
Man, I said that exact same thing to someone this morning. Like,
those are the exact words?
Exact words. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going, but like, I feel like it's a good place. It's a good one. Good direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more of just like, it almost feels like less of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, and more of just like purposefully throwing the right things, almost being like, no, that one's a waste of time. I'm gonna throw this one
at the wall.
And more of just doing that and like weeding out the things that I really want to be doing, because pretty much every year, and we've definitely talked about this, I'm like, man, I just want to do like more of what I want to do and less of what I don't want to do. And like, that's my only resolution.
That's the truth. But for some reason, I feel like we're close to that. Not perfectly. I feel like we're always going to have gigs, and any freelancer or any creative, we're always going to have gigs that aren't completely fulfilling of what we want to be making. But at the end of the day, we still get to create, videos and photos and just art for a living. And that's pretty fucking cool. And we have to remind ourselves that a lot more, because I for one, too, take what we do for granted, and I'm still so fresh into doing it full time. But it's, we get to make art, and that's awesome. That's such an awesome thing that we get to do for a living.
How would you sum up your first year? Like,
hasn't been a full year. Has not been a full year yet. But if we were just talking like 22 to 23,
Well, I mean, for taxes, it has been a full year. For
oh
you.
yeah, true.
Tax purposes.
For tax purposes, it was if the CRA is listening, it was so slow. Really struggled. Can barely afford to live. But on the reels though, it was great. It was chaotic though. Chaotic was the right word. It just felt like I was jumping from task to task, all multiple at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm usually good at firing off on all cylinders and having my back up against the wall, but it felt like my back was up against like air, and there was no wall to like support me, and I kind of just had to like stay centered and figure that shit out. And I definitely had some challenges, but I also had some incredible breakthroughs and
Mm-hmm.
had some incredible moments in my very early career, and they've only led me to feel excited for 2023. And yeah, I'm pretty pumped.
That's dope.
This is dope.
That's super dope.
But I do kind of want to look back on 2022. We did release a lot of episodes, and there were a lot of new listeners, a lot of new homies, a lot of people checking out the website and just hearing our names. So hello, thank you for listening to us blabber in one of our living rooms and talking about the journey of being a creator. And I don't want to use creator as like just as a YouTuber, but we're talking like as a graphic designer, photographer, filmmaker, whatever your medium may be. We just talk about how we navigate in real time the industry and learning from our mistakes, but also growing from our mistakes, because it's lessons, not consequences. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big facts.
So
Big facts.
one thing I want to ask you is, I want you to share with me what your favorite project was that you've made or you were a part of, and then a favorite shot that you could describe. And we can link all this in the show notes and in the YouTube thing. Caption? What are those called?
Show notes.
Show notes.
Show notes. That's a good question. I think like taking steps in personal work to find my own style was a big part of the year for me. So that was nice in a way. I edited a video that, for like project purposes, hit plus million views, which is cool.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
But that on Matt's channel, obviously.
That's still.
But it's still cool to be a part of something like that. To be like, damn, I'm just out here editing me and Winston like day to day, and this video just hit like over 1 million people's eyeballs.
And that's wicked. It's a big win, bro.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. But yeah, more so just definitely like the focus of defining my own personal style in terms of filmmaking, less side of editing, is definitely like going to transport from 2022 into 23. Yeah.
I love where you were going with that, but I did ask you what your favorite project was that you made and your favorite shot. I'm happy.
No, you said worked on. You said worked on.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But you didn't even say what the video was. Which one was it?
I don't know.
Oh, good. All right, so answer my second part of the question. What is your favorite frame you specifically shot this year?
I would say some of the beach stuff that we shot, like pretty much at the beginning of this year, I would say, coming out of hibernation at the beginning of the year, going for like a beach sunrise shoot. And it was just some simple YouTube content, nothing crazy, nothing project driven or client driven, just for fun. And yeah, it was just like we got lucky with like the location where we were at and the light, and it was just so beautiful.
And that video lives on my YouTube channel. And the whole basis was that there's like art installations that are installed in the wintertime at Woodbine Beach in Toronto. And they're beautiful, beautiful structures. And we just wanted to visit it at sunrise when it was going to be quiet. And I may be wrong, but I feel like it was the first day of spring as well. And I got a little too excited, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to wear a flannel.
It was.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
fucking so cold.
yeah. Yeah, it was still super, super, super cold.
Super cold, but that was fun, and there are some beautiful shots in that, from the lighting to the composition. You did a wicked job filming that for me, so appreciate that.
Yeah, that was fun. And that's just like breaking out of the little comfort zone of like getting out of the edit chair and like just behind the camera more has been a journey in itself. And it's like the amount of stuff that we collaborated on this year was actually like really cool, and the amount of projects that we did together. So much learning went down in just like in the production of just like seeing everything work, and then like actually like putting our brains together and be like, how do we make this shot happen? Or like there's so many moments like that we just like pulled through on, which was pretty cool.
I mean, we just did that now, setting up this shot.
Yeah,
So,
facts.
nothing. I don't think anything is going to change in the coming years.
Yeah, but we definitely did the most projects we've ever done collaboratively and separately in this year, I think.
For sure. And they were all within like the realm of what we want to create too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't just like I had a corporate gig and I was like, fuck, I need Spencer to
Yeah, I
be
need
like
some
my
hands.
B cam. I need a hands. It was like, no, I'm directing this really cool piece, and I would love you to be a part of this and see how you would like to
Add value.
Yeah, how would you like to add value to it? So, yeah, I'm very grateful for how much we got to work together, from music videos to little social content videos, Instagram reels, so many TikToks, and just our creative herd too. We got to work on a lot of things together, so I am very grateful for that for this year.
Winston, it's not playtime, dude. Go sit. Go sit, bud.
Also thankful for Winston always popping in. Always wanted to pop in.
What's your favorite frames in project?
Hmm.
Was that the question that you asked?
Yeah.
At the
think so.
beginning?
Yeah. I think I have a kind of like a two-part answer. I like them for two different reasons, but
Okay.
back in this end of summer, maybe August or early September, I had the opportunity to be a photo assistant on my very first gigantic campaign, and it was with the Hudson Bay Company and the Raptors. When every year they release like a clothing line together. So
Sick.
I have friends over at Tier Zero, which is a creative production house in Toronto, and their head photographer asked me to be his photo assistant along with someone else too. Her name is Shantae. Shout out to Shantae. To assist him through at the photo shoot. So essentially, this was the first time I got to see a crew of like usually we work with crews like 10 is like the highest we've ever worked with.
Mm-hmm.
There was 100 people on this crew. It was fucking nuts. I've never seen so many hands on deck for a production, because they were shooting a commercial and doing a photo shoot all at the same time for like a 16-hour day. So it was pretty insane, and seeing all the toys and gadgets and cameras and all the lighting setups that I could only dream of like having. It was just all
like
there.
Cranes and shit.
And there's just so many jobs, like between someone, like I saw the stabilizer that was wild. It was like a wagon, and attached to it was like a gimbal arm. And this guy was carrying it like a fucking, like he was a horse, like carrying a wagon, getting one of these tracking shots. And in my mind, I was like, man, I could get this shot handheld. I was like, is this all necessary? But it was.
But you didn't say that out loud.
Of course not. I was just like, oh, yeah, yep, copy, Fletcher 10, copy, all that, learning all the fucking lingo and stuff too, which is cool. So I'm super grateful. And it's cool that I got to see our work together blown up across TVs and on billboards and at Union Station and
That's
at
sick.
like TTC stops. Like, it's insane. And I made that a goal last year to have my work displayed on that kind of level.
Mm-hmm.
I should have been more specific. I should have said or specified in my mind that I'm going to be the one pulling the shutter or like taking the photo. But shout out to Anthony Nuska. He is an incredible Toronto photographer, and before we even got into the project, he made it very clear that just because he's the one taking the photo, he isn't able to create the work we're about to create without the entirety of the team. So
That's
his
cool.
work out there is our work being displayed. And I was really appreciative that he said that. because now I take a lot of like pride over that project, and it's cool. And I got to meet some raptors, and boy, they tall. They tall as fuck. Yo, honest, they have the softest hands. I'm not even trying to like sound weird, but
Oh man.
they have a hand person.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Buttery, bro. I dapped them up first. That was really cool. Got to dap
That
them
is
up.
cool.
But like my hand fell off their hand because it was so soft.
Wow.
That's weird.
Because that's their bread and butter, man. That's like
Yeah.
that's their claim to fame. They got to take care of those things.
That's true. That's true. I just thought they'd be a little bit more callousy, but it's fine, you know. But the other thing, my favorite frame specifically, it has to be from the latest project that I did. I co-directed and DP'd a 6-video campaign for an artist named Jamie Fine from Universal Music. And basically she had released an EP and wanted to release 6 visuals for each song. And it followed the story of this queer couple and just showcasing like the intricacies and how human relationships can be, from the struggles to the ups to the downs, and for it just to feel very raw and tender and very real. And there are some shots that even when I was behind camera filming them, I was like getting choked up, or I was like amazed as well by my own shot, just being like, oh fuck yeah, this is so cool.
Yeah.
It's exactly how I pictured it in my head, but better. And that is always a cool moment. That,
Yeah, that's epic.
man, it's wild seeing things in your mind and then them actually coming to fruition on screen. I think that's one of the coolest things that we get to do.
Yeah, that's like the sick thing about art.
We just get to create it in our mind first and hope that we can actually execute it in person. And then when we do, it's there's not a better feeling. But on the flip side, though, when we can't create what's in our mind, it's so frustrating. Like so frustrating.
Yeah.
But I want to get better at being able to do that, executing the crazy ideas I have in my mind. That's a goal for next year.
Word, same. Oh, my mind just went straight to like, imagine if you just didn't talk to yourself, like the 60% of the population, and that just didn't occur. You're just like, things are just silent in there, and you're just not thinking about crazy shit. I mean, maybe you still think about crazy shit, but like actively trying to like, what if I put this here and then no, that wouldn't work. And you're just like, what does it look like when you don't have that inside mind?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, way less chaotic. Maybe it's more like proficient, actually. They actually can get shit done.
Yeah, it's just like blueprint drawings in there.
Yeah.
Damn.
That
All
sounds
right.
fuck.
What about for Creative Herd 2023? Or what
What do
yeah,
we
I was
want?
going to say like what are we most proud of? I think
It's 2022?
in 2022 I think that we put out 80% more episodes.
Wow. So we put out 8 videos?
Um
No, we did more than that.
We definitely didn't put out 8 videos, but we did do a lot. This podcast has grown substantially in its catalog throughout the maybe last 2 years. So I'm pretty stoked on that. But I do know that overall, there's a long way that this thing could go.
For sure.
Not even in the podcast round, but just like in the creative realm in general, and the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, there's so many ways we want this podcast to grow, but outside of us sharing what's on our mind, but it being first and foremost a platform for more than just our work, but to share how we can help other people make their work, but also create and cultivate a community of people that not just want to hear from us, but we want to hear from them as well too, and share each other's insights, because this road, even though we work on several teams, it actually becomes quite lonely when you're just trying to figure out your own path. And
Totally.
if there are more candid conversations like the ones that we have, but in a community sense and it's online, I think this can be an avenue that really help out people and just creates more of a clear path for them on how they want to attack their plan and their mission.
Totally.
So, but the only way that they can grow and we can grow is if you guys give us some stars, give us some fivers, 4s we'll take. We appreciate the 5 stars. If you want to check us out on the YouTubes, the Instagram, Spencer's back on Instagram. You know where to find us. Just
Yeah, I mean, debatably for a short period of time.
yeah.
But it was cool. Like 2 times this week, people have reached out in my DMs, which is hilarious because I have literally 80 followers. But I guess like it's just through the links of YouTube and the show and everything.
Shout out to those people.
But it's been really dope to just hear from people that are been like, yo, I listened to the podcast and
We've had quite a few of those even earlier in the year too. Remember they were DMing me and showing me screenshots. I was like, oh wow, where do you live? Like Halifax. I'm like, Halifax.
They're like, why are you in the dark web? Why are you watching this?
How'd you find us? But there has been some videos that have done really well. So we and just episodes in general. So we appreciate everyone. Appreciate the community, and let's keep this growing. Let's keep it going.
Like down to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So
Fuck
like we'll just keep saying stupid shit into a microphone.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, inspo time. I'm going to talk about 2 avenues. One, I want you to share a favorite YouTuber that has helped you, just gave you inspire, or something that, someone that you've been kind of looking up to as of late. Because I know a lot of people look up to you as an editor and they steal a lot of your editing tips, and because you have them up for free on the Creative Herd. So if you want to get the assets, go to the Creative Herd and get free assets. But a lot of people take them. So you're an inspiration to some people. Who has been inspiring you as of late on the tubes?
That's like so broad.
Yeah. I mean, you were saying someone the other day. I can't remember her name though.
Oh yeah. I fell into Isabella Page.
That's right. Yes.
Her channel and specifically like she's more of like a vlogger. I would categorize her as. And maybe that's improper to label her that way, but like the way she sets up scenes and compositions and like makes vlogging not I don't know what words to use, like engaging, like just the shots in the landscapes that she's getting is just so breathtaking that it's just like and slow, like, and that's so refreshing to me. That paragraph did not do her justice, but she's really, really good at her craft.
Yeah, and she creates a sense of stillness where it's a complete contrast of your work that's very quick cutting, and you use a lot of
don't say transitions.
No, you don't use transitions really, but you have different tools that you use to create tempo and flow into your videos.
Yeah,
I've always described your video as like when you're skateboarding and the wind's in your hair, like that. That's how I feel about your videos. But with Isabella Page's, there's this stillness. It feels quiet, but it also feels full and grandioso at the same time because of her composition is fantastic. So yeah, I totally understand why you like her work, and I think everyone else should go check it out too, because there's some breathtaking shit there for sure.
There's definitely like a lesson in like a long wide shot, but it's like a borderline masterclass to not make it too long.
Dude, yeah. Man, it's caveat. I love a long wide shot, as you know. You love them too. But I have put in a long wide shot in the last 4 client projects, and they all got canned. Like every single one, they're like, no, too slow. I'm like, that's the point. It's supposed to feel, like never mind. Fuck it. But yeah.
People don't want that right now. It's not trendy.
Yeah, it's not trendy. But you know what's going to trend again? Cross dissolves. Did you hear that? Cross dissolves. You heard it here first. 2023, the cross dissolve revives.
Was there cross dissolve and bones and all?
Dude, so many. There was like 5 of them. We're going to get into that later. Okay, my YouTube inspo, jump it to me, is I got 2. One, we talk about him all the time, but I have to shout him out. Danny Javerts.
Yeah, dude, I cannot wait for his movie.
Can't wait. And watching all of his BTS of the creation of his forthcoming film has been so inspiring, and it just puts him in a different category because he's not a YouTuber anymore.
Big time.
He's not some big film director, but he's someone that used YouTube as an avenue to generate a community and cultivate a community that also funded his movie, and he got to create something larger than YouTube. So it's really cool for him to break out of the mold of what a YouTuber is and create something so pretty. And even like his own YouTube videos are always really well shot. So
Mm-hmm.
he's he's goated. He may not have the biggest subscriber count, but he doesn't need it because the people who do know him know how incredible his work is. So I can't
Totally.
wait for his film.
Dude, he's the shining example of like doing more of what he actually wants to do and less of what he doesn't want to do.
Absolutely.
And like YouTube was that thing. He's like, I'm a YouTuber, but like I want to do less YouTube.
Hmm.
So how do I do that? I want to make feature films. I'm just going to do more of that.
Yeah. So cool.
It sounds so simple, but it, it
Hmm.
wasn't.
But he put in the work too. He put in those hours doing bare spec work, lots
Mhm.
of free spec work, and a lot of just networking. But he did his thing, and now he's chasing
Ew,
after the dream.
networking.
Ugh, I hate that.
Ew.
I got invited to an event last week, bro, at the Soho House, and like, I've never been invited to Soho, so I was like, "Fuck, ooh, I'm cool to get invited to Soho."
Jeez.
The event came, I'm like, nah, I don't want to be under the same roof as like a bunch of people that I like. We all know of each other, but like we don't want to say hi to each other because it's weird to be like internet Instagram followers, but like not say what up. It's such a, I don't know.
Word.
Networking is just not for me, but I'll have a chat with anyone. My second YouTuber, who is not really a YouTuber either, his name is Lewis Potts. He's a DP,
yeah.
he's a cinematographer. And what I really like about him is that he is very insightful and shares a lot about lighting techniques in the most non-pretentious, unambitious way.
Yeah. Like
He-
no bullshit.
He's like, yo, I've worked with all these lights and every single thing you can think of, but I use like a little shitty light panel to light my videos, and here are the tricks. Bounce it off ceilings, bounce it off walls, do this, do that. And he's just dry and kind of funny, but
Yeah.
I've learned so much from his videos alone because I don't get like I don't get overwhelmed with all the lingo and overwhelmed with like the tech that I don't have.
True.
So he really shows you how you can make things with the shit that you do have. And that's really cool. And I respect that. So Danny and Lewis Potts, shout out to y'all. Appreciate your
I
work.
think it's like what you kind of mentioned earlier when you saw that dude with that like massive gimbal stabilizer thing on that on the bay shoot. He's like that, but for lighting. To be like, you could, have this absolutely massive light, or you could do it this simple way because money.
Yeah. But at the same time, they probably had that big rig because money, it's optics, right? Like it's
Well, yeah, it's all simple too.
This is $1 million project. Cool. So like, let's get like all the best things. So it looks like, the Bane is spending their money on all these grandioso things.
Yeah, and it's just more efficient sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some videos. I've seen some films on an ARRI, and I've seen some films on like a simple cinema camera. And there's obviously I could tell the difference, but like to you know what? That's cap. I'm lying. There's times where I'm like, bro, I can't tell. Like they're sick. Some people are just really good filmmakers and just know their shit and their camera and their lighting so well that you don't need the best of the best sometimes. Do you know the Canon C70, side note, is Netflix approved? No?
Yeah, it was Netflix approved when it came out.
No, it wasn't. I saw an article recently that it wasn't until very recently. Pretty cool stuff.
Oh, I did not know that then.
Bro, you're Netflix approved. Yo, this Creative Herd video is Netflix approved.
Oh my god. Yeah, they have like some weird rules that I guess that's overall arching film.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be like 4K something.
Last inspo question
Yeah,
for you.
Whatever.
Favorite movie of 2022?
This year?
Mhm.
How are you going to just hit me like that, dude?
Bro, we've been talking about this for a week. You should have had this in the barrel.
Not movie though. Like, okay, amazing movies that I've seen this year in theaters.
Yes, bro.
Bones and All, phenomenal film.
That's my film, bro.
Nope, phenomenal film.
A lot of haters may say otherwise, bro.
Dude, the technical... Then I'm going with that one because the technical advances they made on that film with shooting IMAX on 2 cameras at the same time just to make day for night,
Incredible.
mind-blowing, bro.
If people understood that, just like common audience, they would be fucking mind blown too. So explain if you don't know what day Day for Night is, which I didn't know until this year. Please, Spencer, enlighten everyone what Day
Well,
for Night
they
is.
even did it a next level way
Okay,
because
do
they
the basic way first.
the way they did it on Nope was they shot an infrared image as well as like a color image, and then used that for like kind of blending purposes, CG purposes, so that they could still have color but also know where the clouds and stuff was, because the main character kind of is like a cloud.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
But yeah, definitely look up some behind the scenes. There was another film that I think was called Okay.
Wait, backtrack. Didn't explain what Day for Night is. Simply.
What do you mean? Oh, when you shoot like in the daytime, and then it's gonna look like nighttime in the movie.
Yeah, you edit it that way.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Yeah, because you would never be able to know that when you watch the film.
Bro, as soon as I found out what Day for Night was, I made one of the videos for that Universal project. I did a Day for Night shot, and I was like, this is so
Interesting.
The basic way is like super easy. Like you literally just underexpose it, throw some blue on there, and like,
Right.
boom, nighttime.
Yeah.
But the way that Nope did it and how a lot of big productions do it, it's pretty incredible stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You said you had another one? Okay something?
Yeah, do you remember that film that we watched with Joaquin Phoenix, and he was like a radio host?
Ah, yeah, great film.
It was just different, and I liked that.
Is that called Okay?
I think I might be wrong.
I can't
I
remember
don't
what it's
know.
called. But I do remember that incredible long shot, the long take wide shot, where he's like walking down the street, San Francisco, and it's black and white, and it's on screen for like 30 seconds, but
Yeah.
you're like, oh, yes.
Yeah, I love movies that just absolutely gut you.
Yeah. Oh, that was a really good movie. I can't remember what it's called, though. I don't think it's called Okay. Maybe it's Okay.
Okay. Fuck.
Is it too Okay?
I don't know. I'll probably link it in the show notes because I feel like an idiot right now. What about you?
Well, you said mine earlier, Bones and All. That is
Yeah. Man.
Timothy Chalamet and Taylor Russell, I want to say, are the leading actors, and then directed by people are going to kill me. Anyways, he wrote a famous book called Bones and All, and he said, I want to turn this into a movie, and Timothy Chalamet was like, yo, I'll put money into that, and acted in it. So he was an executive producer.
Damn, that's sick.
Wow. One of the most original films
Mm-hmm.
I've seen in a very long time. It blended so many genres. Like it blended drama meets thriller meets horror meets romance, meets kind of had some like weird like neo noir aspects to it, but not. Also marries like weird country bumpkin move films. Definitely had some like independent. You know what I'm talking about? What's that Julian Banjos movie? Anyways, it was so genre bending, for one.
Oh my god.
And it felt like a good coming of age movie, which I already am a fan of because they're usually shot very well, but catered to an adult audience that is open to thriller and horror. And the entire thing was shot on film, and it was beautifully shot. Incredible wide shots, incredible long shots on rolling hills and meadows, a beautiful sky. The color was fantastic. They made cross dissolves cool again, which was mind blowing because we've been ripping on cross dissolves for at least 5 years now. And every cross dissolve they did, I was like,
Oh man. 2023 merch that's just like make cross dissolves cool again.
Yo, put that on a hat or a mug. Awesome.
Put that on a red hat.
That's I like where your head's at.
Oh my god.
Nice.
I'm losing my mind.
But yeah, another great performance from Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
And Taylor Russell too. Wow, she was an incredible actor. And honestly, go see that movie. You think that it's going to be predictable, which it is at moments, but then other moments it just throws you for one because of its just originality. So that film was just, it was just tender, and it felt like, while watching it felt like something that I would make and want to make. So that's always a great feeling when your style is reaffirmed in like a bigger production.
Yeah. Honestly, I think you just hit the nail on the head of like why I don't like watching Marvel movies. And I say that so heavy-handedly. I enjoy them. I love like
Spider-Man.
yeah. Well, like all like the hero movies, but it's so hard for the younger generation, calling ourselves young right now, but like the next gen of filmmakers to be like, maybe there is, but like I just don't see everyone being like, when it's dominated by superhero movies, to be like, I want to grow up and make superhero movies. Like, no,
Yeah.
we collectively and a lot of people around us like to make like coming of age films, very tender stuff, very like sunset vibes. And it's just like you don't really see that in the mainstream that much anymore.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
I don't know.
That's
That hit a nerve for me. I don't know.
I felt that, bro. I felt that. Yeah, I know. I get it. And I know people that have worked on those films, and it just, to them, it feels like a corporate job. So that to me is like a great indicator of an area of film that I just wouldn't want to be a part of, I think. Because like when I became freelance, I sought out to be predominantly photo, and video would be like the back burner. Not back burner, but it'd be secondary.
Right.
But I got hired for a lot of video gigs this year, which I'm very grateful for. But I try not to do as much like video, because it's much more precious to me, and I'm very much more protective of how I see it and how I romanticize it, the medium. So I don't like taking on just anything. So when I see, when I think about if I could be on a Marvel production, would I take that opportunity? I honestly think I wouldn't, unless I was shooting like BTS photo. That'd be a really cool way to be on set. But I just don't think I'd be there, because it doesn't sit well and align with how I romantically see myself in films,
I can follow that train of thought. Yeah.
Cool. Great. Well,
how do you see yourself in your creative field?
Let us know. Oh, I put my finger up and it went out of focus. My bad. Just last time, man, the very last time we hit this segment for 2022, I haven't thought of anything. So this is going to be right off the dome for both of us.
Oh my gosh.
The thing that's been helping you through your process as late, whether it's an app, a tool, a person. If it's me, that's cool.
I don't think we've ever done people.
That's true.
I think it's always been like a thing.
Yeah, that's true. It can't be people though. We can shut up people.
I feel like you really are
No,
like,
I don't have a person though. I was thinking my dog. I was thinking Sora. She's been emotional support lately, but no. I'm gonna think of one. We're at top of the dome. Here we go. I'm just gonna blurt something out.
Okay, cool. Winter tires.
No, don't have those.
Yeah, I said that just to fuck with you.
Damn.
Man.
I got some new light modifiers from Godox recently, and that's been great for photo. Got some new umbrellas, so that's been nice. Been doing a lot more strobe photography. Actually, I got new backdrops from you. Appreciate that. So
that's got the homie hookup.
That's been the tool, man. Backdrops, my strobe light, and just diving into this new world of editorial strobe studio photography.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty excited about that for 2023.
That's pretty sick.
That's an intention. I'm getting my photo printed in like either a magazine or a billboard or something that I shot that's in a studio in fashion editorial world.
Boom.
I said it
out loud.
Yeah. Where's your tool? What's your tool?
I was gonna say Dehancer, but I actually don't like it.
Oh, hot take. Explain to the people. Go ahead.
No.
Oh,
I will just say I will continue to learn Dehancer and use it for film grain. But my tool is the good people over at Insta360 sent me a fucking camera.
Yeah. We sponsored, boy.
That was honestly mind-blowing to me.
Mind-blowing.
Absolutely blew the innards of my mind apart.
You did have a video go viral, and it's been something you've done a few times.
Yeah, but I literally was just like, hey, what would be more stable? Like if you guys just sent me a 360 camera, and they're like, yeah.
You're cool. So pretty much, Spencer attaches an Insta360 to Winston, and he skateboards, and Winston basically films him.
Yeah. I'll link that one in the
the
show notes because it was a good video. But the key takeaway for that is just like, I literally have no following,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody like me could pull that off. It was just wild. So
Yeah, but that's the power of making quality work, and actually enjoying what you do. Because if you don't enjoy what you're putting out, then people are going to reciprocate that with not watching and not caring and not throwing really cool gadgets. And now you have your first big sponsor. So shout out to Insta360. I'm really looking forward to that big video you're about to drop.
yeah.
So I'm pumped, bro. And I'm pumped for you. Good job, dude. Good
Yeah,
job.
thanks. I think it comes down to somebody was asking me this week of like how do you do what you do? Like, how did you get in the position of like working where you do and doing all that stuff? And I think it applies to even what you're doing too. Is like, do it because you can't not do it. It's the simplest answer, and if you just follow that, I think it's what we've been doing this year. And it's just like, it makes you put one foot in front of the other to be like, I can't not do this, so I'm gonna keep doing this, and then you're just all of a sudden going a direction that you're really stoked on because you can't not be doing it. You know?
Hell yeah, man. I learned from a friend that being more specific about what I want and what we want really helps build a brain map on how to achieve that. Because if I were to say
A brain map.
Because if I were to be like, yeah, like I would like to make like some money, it's like, okay, how? Where do you get the money? What are you gonna do? But if I was like, I want to make $60,000,
Like $5 could be some money.
you could find that on the ground. But if you're to be like, I want to make $60,000, how am I going to do that? I'm going to work this. I'm going to get this job. I can take on this and not take on this one. I need to balance my passion projects. Immediately, your mind starts thinking and mapping out how you can achieve this. So I'm not just saying financially, but I'm trying to be more specific about what I want to create and who I want to work with and what projects I want, because it's just time. It's time to go, man. And we'll always make time for the Creative Herd because this is just something that we genuinely both love doing and sharing. And I don't ever want to cut out that part out of my brain map. Feel me?
I feel you.
Dude. Well,
have you been looking at the lens?
Yeah, the entire time. You haven't?
I haven't been looking at the lens.
Oh, I've been deep into the eyes of our viewers.
I
man.
feel weird that I wasn't looking into the lens now.
Oh, maybe we should leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, happy holidays, MC, Mayor Chrysler, and we will see you in January of 2023.
Oh,
Peace,
man.
y'all.
All right.
Appreciate you, bro. Dap me up. Boom.
Love you, bro.
Love you, bro. Peace.
Peace, people.